Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome back to VIOC in Action. Hello, world, and this is an amazing show. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I know we had a rough starting of the year, starting of February, starting of March and April. Oh my goodness, a lot of stuff been going across the world, especially dealing with our COVID-19 pandemic situation that we have all been affected of. I know every and somebody, at least every fourth person have been affected from it. I could tell you that guarantee for sure. As we've seen in our previous shows, we had one of our athletes, a swimmer, Mrs. Natalia, in Spain. Um, so she was completely locked down. We heard about the show, how everything was over there, and that's such a heroic um, just a situation to be in. Nobody could probably imagine a day like this would ever come because that definitely. This is just something that we are trying to get used to now, and this is our new. So we are still here in VIOC in action, and let me tell you guys, man, this is the number one sports show in the territory, in the land, and we bring into you guys all the news from across the world, whether we're dealing with health, coaches, athletes update, and the number one thing, our Olympic movement. And just to say Olympic movement, yes, the Olympic has been postponed to 2021. So it's actually kind of funny saying 2021 too. But anyways, hey, we'll get into some more of that as the show go on. Have a pretty cool guest here. Honestly, I never met this guest, but we and this guest been a couple of trips together, and I guess we just missed each other. So, welcome to the show, Mr. Matthew Mays. He's a swimmer from the Swimming Federation. So, Matthew, how's it going, man?
Hey, Leon, I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, I am okay, man. I'm good. I'm here, and just I was telling the guests, man. I know you, but I don't know you. And the thing is, like, I know we've been first of all, I've been in St. Croix. We've been on meets together, but I guess you just kind of fall through the crack. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
No, yeah, I hear you.
You know,
Um,
I
I
I
mean,
re-
I definitely know your name, and I don't know if we just never linked up.
I know. Like I read all your articles even before the show. I see all your name and everywhere. Like so, I think maybe what it is, I created a character of Mr. Matthew Mays, and I was like, yeah, I know Mr. Matthew. But in reality, I guess I don't know Mr. So, Mr. Matthew, welcome to VIOC in Action. This is the place where we're talking about the athletes who you are, and how everything is going with you, man. This is your spotlight. This is your show today.
Thank you. I'm
Yes,
happy
yes.
to be here.
So as I know you from reading about you, I'm sure others have. So just so we could kind of run back through the background, who is Mr. Matthew Mays?
Well, I've grown up on St. Croix my whole life. I started swimming when I was about years old. Kind of runs in the family. Uh, I went to Good Hope School, and then when they merged, I went to Good Hope Country Day School, graduated in 2017, and then I went to college at Bryant University, and currently one of the captains there in my junior year. So,
All right, well, see, there the I. So this is you're a junior now in college, and you're doing homeschool because of COVID-19.
yep.
All right,
So all of our
uh-huh.
classes are online.
So let me okay, so normally when you're at school, how many credit hours are you taking currently during your junior year?
Oh, what is it? Like 15?
Okay, about five classes. So right now, all of your five classes, how are you adapting to it just fully being online, where normally you would have been in a class? I myself enjoy online schooling, but what's your take on it? How's that affecting you?
It's definitely different. One of the big things is just staying focused and staying motivated because you're not physically there, and so it's all on you to pay attention, do your work, and it's just a different environment. Because when you're at home, you're thinking you're relaxing at home, but
Right.
you still gotta do your work, you know.
Right, so it's almost like getting up for school or work in the morning and just going downstairs or next door into your
Right,
room
right.
office and be like, okay, I'm gonna be here. I got 5 classes. Each credit hour is probably me here for an hour off. So you're gonna be there for like 6 hours straight. Let's just see what I could do here in 6 hours. Or you just rationalize it, or like divide it up to Monday. I'm gonna do this class. Next day I'm gonna do this one. I got a test finishing on this day, so I definitely could imagine.
Mm,
But as well as yourself being homeschooled, everybody else as well as being working at home, or at least the ones who has the benefit of working at home, which is pretty
right.
cool. So all right, so now here's the gritty thing. So we're at home now doing schooling and training. So how are we adapting to our training um, past COVID-19 since we been locked down for the X amount of weeks?
Yeah, I mean that's been a pretty difficult situation with no pool. Obviously, that's put a huge barrier in your training.
Mm-hmm.
And then lifting as well, which is a huge part of training, we're unable to do, at least myself. But the main thing is just keep doing cardio, home workouts, just trying to stay stay in shape.
Stay in shape. So I remember when I was speaking to Natalia, we had an insight. It was pretty much a joke, but her coach was sending the workout. She had some stairs. She'd do the stairs, and she would just sit in her bathtub and imagine she was in the pool. Which I think mental training is part of it. And I when you get to a certain level in athletics, you really realize that yes, your physical aspect of it plays a huge thing, but a lot of it is mental. So right now we're stuck at home, can't do anything, and I know people's like, oh my goodness, I just need to get out these 4 walls, right? So,
Mm,
um, so mentally training, I would say in this situation could be one, reading up on your sport some more, learning new techniques. So down, some stuff your coach was talking about that you really didn't understand, or some other best swimmers in that's currently right now. See what they're doing, watch some film, and even watch some. So you know what I mean. So kind of take that right there. Let's call it film, and put
mm,
it on paper and be like, okay, now you could visualize it. And what they say, when you visualize it, you could do it, right? Because say, imagine yourself in the pool and you coming across and you number one. Well, yeah, you gotta visualize it. So I think this could help you right now, as a good thing, minus not being able to being out there and swimming in the pool. But here's the other thing. Um, what about so one of the other things was you can still, I guess you could say, on the sofa or a couch. I mean, two chairs put together, and imagine yourself doing your strokes and everything because you still would need to get that rotators cut for your
the
shoulders.
motion, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all part of it too, and I'm pretty sure after a whole bunch of reps on it, you're still gonna be pretty tired of it too. Like
No,
you'll burn
yeah.
some calories there. So here, but the good thing is, it's not only you, it's everybody else. So everybody,
Right,
unless
right.
they have the luxury, of course, of having the pool next door or a pool in their backyard, that'd
Hmm.
be the next best thing. But so you say you're running, and I guess doing calisthenics, so you can't go to the gym. So how is the running like? 'Cause I'm a runner, so
Right,
how
right.
does you see like man, these guys be running like because when people think of a runner, right? They think of like miles and marathons, but I guess they sometimes don't realize. Well, at least when they track and field, is a lot of stuff is sprints, then there's mid distance. A lot of stuff is timing too, and we don't really run slow for our sprint competition. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go outside and run some miles. Like, nah, I'm gonna go outside and do a repetition of 50 meters, 100 meters, or so forth. But it might equal up to a mile or two. So, what type
Hmm.
of running are you doing for your cardio right now, though?
Right now I've been running about 3 miles, um, give or take when I go for a run, just to just keep get my heart rate up.
Okay. And of this run is flat, is incline, is decline, or is a little bit of everything?
It's a little bit of everything, depending on where I go for the run.
All right, all right.
Sometimes there's hills, sometimes it's flat.
I got you. I got you. Cool. All right.
But I definitely have a new respect for runners, because I didn't do a whole lot of running before, and now
And
it's
now you're like, man,
I'm like, I swim for a reason, I guess.
right. And now you be like, man, I see why you guys be like, man, practice was tough. And so here's what you don't know. This usually come at the end of the show, but we on it now. Is I actually challenge all of my guests because most of them do a different sport. And because I run track and field, I still think I am the most athletic person in the Virgin Islands. And I challenge every athlete to their sport. So I'm saying like, okay, you're a swimmer. I'm gonna come in there in the pool and I'm gonna try it. So I always say you can't really talk about somebody else's sport until you try it because
Right.
you just can't say like just as you say you was running and you say oh man like forget that I'm going back to the pool. So
Exactly.
that's my take on it too as well where I heard so many people talk about other people's sports and I was like man you just don't know until you try.
Right.
And sometimes you might be good at it. So I have realized that I'm good in some other sports too as well. But I actually really wasn't a track runner starting out. I actually hated to run. Just like
Really.
everybody else, I'm sure nobody really loved to run. If you love to run, hey man, that's your thing. It's cool. I
Uh,
feel you. But hey, let me tell you, I was not running was not my lovable sport. I can tell you that. Um, so yeah, but I learned it, and I used to play basketball and volleyball, and the coach one day came out was like, "Hey man, you should try this sport." I was like, "No," and I gave him like it took a good honestly it took about a good 6 weeks, and then I was like, you know what? Let me come on out here, man, because he was trying. I was like, I don't want him to feel bad, and I felt like I would disrespect him a little bit. So happened to win, and then from that day, it was like, oh, okay, I guess I could do two
I'm kind of
sports.
good at this. Okay.
Yeah, and so this kind of started way earlier. I mean, even before, well, you're a junior now, so this started in high school for me. But
Hmm.
kind of just really trying out. So in my world, it was just like a sports camp. You go to sports camp. There's multiple sports there. So,
Right.
and we usually stop that I guess before between elementary school and middle school. Then next thing you know, once you get to high school, you kind of don't go to sports camp anymore. So I guess for me, it was like let me just try some other sports to see what's out there, and that's what it was. So yeah, it's a little background story of mine, but I would guess know my story, but we don't know Mr. Matthews' story. All right. So now we do know now that the beaches are now open, so that's something good. Beaches been closed for a good while now, for some weeks. It's open
Right.
back up. How are you planning to take advantage of that?
I mean, I'm definitely planning on getting out there and doing some ocean swims because I mean it might not be a pool, but it's still swimming and it's still gonna help me.
So what's the difference? So all right, so just so you know the direction I'm going on this. I spoke to triathletes and I spoke to swimmers, and I spoke to open water swimming. So everybody got a different idea. Well, being in the pool and being open, whether it's fresh water or salt water. So, what now? How different is it to be in open water than it is to be inside of the pool? And open seawater than open fresh water.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. You're more buoyant in the ocean water, and I mean, but one of the main things is you're moving up and down. I mean, you have the waves pushing you all around, and so breathing to the side isn't as easy. And then the thing is, um, where you're going. You're always popping your head up to see where you're going because there's no black line on the bottom of the ocean that you're following. So
All right, got that. So now, I would think that being in the ocean, although it has those extra challenges, wouldn't that be type of beneficial though? Because it's kind of like resistance training. So now when you get back in the pool, you don't have the waves and being extremely light. So wouldn't that be a benefit to be in the ocean right now, or at least yeah, wouldn't it be a benefit because it adds some type of resistance to you? So now when you go into the pool, it wouldn't be a resistance there.
Well, to some respect, yes, as long as you don't develop a bad habit from swimming in the ocean, because
Mm.
you may adapt your technique for the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
which might slow you down in the pool.
Okay.
So I mean, that's just one thing to think about.
And what? Okay. Well, what are your events?
Um, in college, I swim the 200 backstroke, 100 backstroke, and 200 IM, and that's short course yards.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to long course meters, I swim mainly the 200 butterfly and 200 backstroke.
Okay, okay. So you pretty much anything underneath. Well, I don't know too much about it. So all I know is similar to track and field. You swim in lanes and we run in lanes. But
Mm-hmm.
so within the swimming though, it seems like you're pretty versatile into where you could do 100 backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle too as well. Is like so. So which one? So which one of these would you say? Let's rank them from top to bottom. Which one's your favorite to least favorite and why?
Um, let's see. I would probably say the 200 backstroke is one of my favorite events. You know, with the thing with backstroke is you're swimming on your back, so you can breathe the whole time, which is very nice.
Right, right.
And then my underwaters, which are the kicks you do off the wall,
Mm-hmm.
they're arguably better for me when I'm on my back, so that helps. And then I would say my second favorite is the 200 butterfly. I just kind of grown up swimming that event, and we have a love hate relationship, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely one of my favorites.
So what would you say to someone who would, just a younger athlete that just want to say, let me go ahead and try swimming. What event would you kind of show them to like, hey, let me see if you could try this particular event first before you try anything else, just to see if you like it and then go from there. What event would that be?
I mean, it's all dependent on the person. I know most people start out with freestyle, um, and then maybe backstroke or breaststroke.
Mm-hmm.
Butterfly is one of those more challenging strokes that require a lot of timing.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, it's for some people it clicks and you can get it, but I mean, it definitely takes a lot of practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I might recommend backstroke. You know, personally, that's one of my favorites, and it's nice because you can breathe on your back.
Right, right. So, all right. So, breathing definitely is one of the main keys in there. So although with backstroke and breathing, do you think? I guess it'll be how fast you could kick your feet and your arms, in
Right.
anything as long as breathing. So, breathing technique there. How effective is it in breathing technique? Do you take long? Like, do you inhale deep and release slow? Like, what type of breathing technique would you use within your backstrokes, or is it or does it matter?
You know, some people have a technique to it. Um, I think you go between taking a breath and then, like, I mean, you're getting water in your face at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
so it just kind of depends how much water you're getting on your face, and I mean, I wouldn't say I have a specific technique to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to close my nose so that water doesn't get up there. I mean,
Okay.
that's usually uh, a difficult spot for a lot of people, but
I
they also have
see. Cause
nose
I'm
clips
like
now. But
I'm over here thinking like close my nose. Okay, well, okay, let me see if I could close my nose right now just talking. I'm like, yeah. So no, so something I like about you right now is like in being in depth in detail within your discipline of sport. It shows the audience and coaches out there that you know what you're doing and you actually dissecting it. It's like, well, actually, like, because I hear you want to go really, really deep, but you like, well, I don't know. I know you don't know all this stuff, so let me just try to keep it textbook for you guys. But that's pretty cool, man. And that's how I tell a lot of people, like, where when you compete for a national team, that kind of separates the differences. So somebody who's just out there recreational swimming to somebody who actually has a reason to quote unquote go out there and or at least compete. They kind of just know that much more about the particular event than others because that's what separates. So I'm not gonna say separate the the strong from the weakness, but I am gonna say it separates the strong from the weakness. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We're gonna have some more of Mr. Matthew Mays over here on BIOC Action. Yes, I.